Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft space. Today I'm going to be working on some Christmas cards, and I love to decoupage on paper products. I am a Plaid Ambassador, so I will be using Mod Podge. I've also got some clear gel tacky glue. I've got my napkins, and these ones are 2-ply, so I'll be separating those. I'll show you. An easy way to do this is to put some glue on your fingers and just pull the plies apart. But these ones seem pretty easy to separate, at least the first one that I did. And if they're not, I'll just show you how I do the glue. So just put a little dab of glue on your index finger, kind of blot it together like so, and then in one of the corners just kind of grab the glue and see how those plies just come right apart. Love it. Alright, I've got 4 napkins here because I'm going to mass make 16 cards. And I'm not sure how I'm going to finish them off, so we'll see by the end of the video. I might do some dry embossing on the back of the card or something like that. I'm not totally sure. But this part will need to dry just a little bit, so we'll set them aside. A little tiniest dab of glue, blot, 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 and then kind of grab at those corners. There it went. You can also use tape. Some people put tape on one side and tape on the other, and then pull apart. Now I save these pieces of tissue that I pull apart because I use them as texture on some of my mixed media projects, or I just use them to wipe my brushes on or wipe my hands on. It is still 1-ply piece of napkin, so useful for something. Alright, now these were being so easy to get apart earlier. We'll just keep using our glue method. Seems to be working pretty well. Whenever you're decoupaging with napkins, you would definitely want to make sure you get those plies taken apart. Some napkins will have 2 or 3 plies. It usually will tell you on the packaging, unless if you purchase a napkin bundle. Now this is my card base here. It is a little thicker card. These were purchased. And then I'm using this cocktail napkin size. And my plan here is to decoupage each one of these cute little Santas right onto the card front here, kind of in the center. I probably will keep this frame just on the top, and or maybe not, because I want to keep the Merry Christmas on there. So if it doesn't fit to have the frame, no, it doesn't. So I probably will just tear out this here, and you can use some water and a brush to tear those out, or you can just simply tear them out. I want to try to keep as much of the little snow dots as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and tear all of these out, and we'll be right back. All right, and just like that, with a little video magic, these are all torn out and ready to go. So I folded all of my card bases. When I purchased them in the box, they were all like flat laid out. So this is kind of thick, like a watercolor paper, but it doesn't have to be. It can be just regular cardstock. If you're using colored cardstock or something like that, do a little test with your Mod Podge just to make sure the color of your paper is not going to bleed. So I like to dip into this Mod Podge and use it to adhere the napkin to the paper. Just like so. Try to get it kind of in the center or wherever you'd like it. Don't worry about the edges so much. I try to keep the napkin on the page, but you can always sand off or trim off the edges once it's dried. So there's a lot of ways to flatten these down. You can iron them. I don't usually iron mine because I am okay with a few wrinkles. I just feel like it gives it part of the aesthetic there. You can use a bone folder if you'd like to. I just usually use my fingers and just kind of smooth it out. And then I also use the brush with this top layer of Mod Podge that I'm putting on. And kind of brush out the ends. It's really important to get a lot of Mod Podge on the edge of the paper so that it's nice and stuck down. And do that all the way around the design. And then I just let mine sit to dry. Air dry is the way I do mine. You can use a heat tool, but I seem to really prefer the look of when they just get to air dry. And I'm going to be making 16 of these, so I'm just going to keep going here. Do one more like this, and then I'll go ahead and put it on fast forward so you don't have to watch the same thing forever. But really, it doesn't take that long to do cards like this when you're doing this many. It's another fun way to make cards, you know, from an image that you have, and another fun way to use napkins and decoupage. I love to decoupage. And I think it's a fun and unique way to give a Christmas card because a lot of people forget that you can decoupage on paper. Another fun thing to remember is that if you are giving this as a swap or something like that, it's sometimes nice to have a coordinating tag when you're making a Christmas card. If you are giving a gift or a package as well, you can have a matching tag to go with it. Now, if your paper curls like that, that's okay. It will flatten out as it dries. This is another one that I've done. Let me show you. And you can see that they are quite flattened out. Now, this one, I took a layer of music page and I put that down first. And then this Santa is actually the napkin that I put over it. And then I stamped here to seal off those edges and put a cute little blob of I think it's a Nouveau Drops there. How cute is he? I just love this little Santa. So it does dry flat, was my point though. You can see the paper did flatten back out. So it's curling because we're putting a liquid on there, and that's okay. It will flatten back out. All right, you guys, I'm gonna put it on fast forward and we're gonna get these done. All right, I made it through all 16 of them. Thank goodness there weren't more because my work surface really doesn't want to hold that many. I'm going to go ahead and let these sit to dry. A couple of things I wanted to mention. I did have a paper bag down on my work surface just to collect any of the sticky stuff. If you're stacking them like this, make sure they're not going to glue together. That Mod Podge will be sticky, which is what we were using to adhere these napkins to the space anyways. So just watch for that. You'll notice I was touching them a little bit just like this, and that's why. I just want to make sure they're not sticking together. I'm going to go ahead and let these air dry. It's also good to wash your brush. I have ruined many brushes by not getting all my Mod Podge out. And when I come back, we'll put the final finishing touches on these cards, and we'll see how they turned out. Okay, so all of our Mod Podge has dried, and the only thing I did that you guys didn't see is on the tops of some of these, I did take a little bit of sandpaper. You can also use a emery board or a nail file and just filed off a little bit of the excess napkin that was overhanging. You do want to be careful if you're filing on the fold of your card, because you could just file right through and then your card will be broken. If that happens to you, just use your card front here as a card front and mount it onto another actual card base and you'll be good to go. You'll notice too, I also did a little bit of some dry embossing. So I used an embossing folder and I only did about this much onto the folder, ran it through, took the folder, moved it to the other side, and did this one. I'll put a little video here, a little clip, so you can see that process. Without that, I am doing some Versacolor 91 Gold, and I'm just going to add some ink so it looks like this on all of these cards, and add a little more of a vintage Christmas feel. So we'll put some ink on those little embossed dots, which kind of just blends in with the napkin. The napkin has like these little gold flecks here, so it just kind of makes it look like it's one fluid piece all the way across, even though the napkin wasn't big enough to cover the whole area. And I really love the look of this anyways. Now, if you do this sweeping motion that I seem to do when I ink, you will get some of these little streaks. If that is not a look you like, just kind of blot it. I try to remember to do that. But I still find I sometimes just go whoop like that. So just kind of blot and rub gently across with the ink. This is a great way to get a bunch of your cards done all at the same time and still have a really great look. The last thing that I'm going to do to these is just add a cute little stamped sentiment on the inside. And don't forget to put a cute little stamp on your envelope that kind of matches. I also made some fun little tags with one of the subscription groups that I teach in to match. So that way, if I give a gift and have a card to somebody and I'm giving them a gift, they can match and be coordinating. So again, same principles here. I just did the decoupaging right onto the paper that I cut this out from a die cut. And then put an eyelet, inked around the edge, and it looks great. I love making things to match, and I think most of the people that I give cards or gifts to, or both, usually notice the things that I make and are very appreciative of those handmade goodies. So just adds an extra little touch or an edge to what you've already got going. We'll just finish inking here. And then we'll add some stamps. All right, I made it through the last one and they're looking pretty great. So the next thing I'm gonna do is put a sentiment inside. It says, wishing you a very Merry Christmas. What I really like about adding this dry embossed area is that it kind of created this fun little area that is kind of puts more a little bit of an eye-catching area for your sentiment and signatures. And that's really fun. Excuse me. I'm going to try one of these cute little star stamps that I have here in the corner of the tag. We'll have to see if it works out. Haven't used this clear stamp yet. It's really sticky on there. There we go. And we'll just make it be a gold star pressed into this gold pigment ink. press it right up here. Ooh, that's pretty slidey. Hopefully I get a clear image. I did. Alright, I don't know if I'm loving that, you guys, but it does still look pretty cute. I'm going to go ahead and try these little twinkly snowflake ones. Maybe that will add the little kind of star twinkles that I was hoping for. We'll see. Maybe I don't really need them. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's kind of cute. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Just some little magical stars in there. Some little extra something there. Okay, perfect. So that one we'll call done. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp. I'm going to use some black archival ink because I want my sentiment to be nice and bright and readable. There we go. And then we'll just keep going. And I can even stamp on these tags that I made too. So lots of fun, and I'll be back to show you when they're all done. All right, so there we have it. There is our fun little Christmas card using our decoupaged image from a napkin and then an embossing folder and ink. They are so cute. I love how fast and easy they come together. I love the look of them. And then I love making coordinating tags with them as well, using the same technique, just decoupaging onto a tag cutout shape. And then I did stamp Merry Christmas on the back and inked the edge of that one as well. So these turned out super cute. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and will try making some of your own decoupaged cards, even if they're not Christmas cards. And I hope you enjoyed the techniques here, and give me a good like and thumbs up. If you did enjoy this, comment down below. Tell me what kind of cards you're making, if you decoupaged on paper before, if you like this technique and these cards. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.